Tonight on the Sports Zone, Tori Bowie flies like the wind and uses her head, too, to win gold at the World Championships in London. At the beginning of the season, Pearl head coach John Perry gave everyone on his team one of these coins. Perry says he wanted to use it as a sort of inspiration for his team. Well, the Pirates enter Friday's state championship game against Starkville with a perfect record, and this coin is getting some credit for that achievement.
When you go to one Final Four, people are going to expect it to happen more often. What do you think about that expectation moving forward now?
First half, JCU holding a 2-point lead, three-pointer miss, but here comes Quintarian McConaughey, putback slam, literally scared a kid out of the arena. Well, the scenario for Dak Prescott and the Cowboys to make the playoffs is pretty complicated. Not this complicated, but close enough.
Crapshoot is a perfect way to describe this practice because in the years I've been filling out a bracket, I've never even picked the championship team correctly, so I should probably just trash this thing before it goes up in flames. Who am I kidding? Give me another one, because I have a problem.
You sing in the choir?
I used to growing up, but every now and then I come home, my mom, she was like, well, I think you need to get up and sing. You know, it's been a while, so I'll sing a solo.
You have to wear the robe, or?
No, I don't do the robe. I don't have one to fit me anymore, so.
They can't special order one for you?
They might need to.
They might need.
I love this guy. This guy right here is like, is anybody going to cover him? We all bit.
Yeah.
Please tell me someone has this guy. Oh, wait, no one does. Touchdown. We're Tennessee and we're getting clobbered.
Do you feel like the stars are aligning for the Bulldogs to do something that they've never done before again? I mean, you just look at the run they've had through this tournament, making it to the Elite Eight, making it to the Final Four. All right, well, we were at Georgia last week. That was unfortunate for Mississippi State. There was a lot of hype for the Bulldogs going into that matchup, especially the way they handled LSU. Everybody was saying that they were the team in the West behind Alabama, and then, well, it just kind of got ugly.
Then there's Raekwon Davis. The Meridian native was shot in the leg last Sunday morning. Can you tell? I'd wet my pants if he was running.
He is the biggest high school kid I've ever seen.
Wait for the money shot. Wait for the money ISO shot. Just wait for this. He's humongous. You can fit 3 of me in him.
All right, Alabama's the only team in the country to currently rank in the top 10 nationally in scoring offense and scoring defense. So, probably thinking, man, TJ and Andrew, killing the mood, and it's what? 904?
Yeah, it's about 904.
Way to go, man. Thanks a lot. But I mean, that's just been the tail of the tape for the Dogs against the Tide.
And she said at the time that she wanted to play at Mississippi State. And her whole family is a bunch of Mississippi State fans. And lo and behold,
She's going to Ole Miss.
she's going to Ole Miss. A true rebel.
There we go.
Well, the Ole Miss defense brought Rebel fans a variety of emojis last season, and most of them were not very good. From just a plain old sad emoji to an angry emoji to even a flushed face or nauseated face emoji, it wasn't pretty. However, a guy who can turn those frowns upside down or act as some Pepto-Bismol for your keyboards is redshirt junior defensive tackle Breland Speaks.
We mentioned this earlier in the show before he came on. Dan Mullen didn't downplay the Egg Bowl, but he kind of downplayed the Egg Bowl, if you catch my drift. What did you make about his thoughts when it came to talking about the school up north? So that's 25 wins in the last 26 games after losing that state championship to Clinton a year ago. They were on a mission all year, and not only do they win it, but they finish with a perfect season.
It's a fantastic place to go. Who cares if you got smoked? You were at the Bahamas.
Exactly.
That's what I'm talking about.
Not a bad assignment to get
Not
back
at
into
all.
football.
Third quarter, Callaway's up 14-10. LaKenna Thompson says, get off the tracks when the train's coming through. Those are some serious yards after contact. Later in the drive, Tyrese Winford looking over the middle of the Mississippi State commit Malik Heath. He makes the catch down inside the 5, leads to a Callaway touchdown. It's 21-10. Late third now, Canton with a little trickery. Jacoby and Morgan with the old, I'm not going to do anything, just kidding play. Tigers down 21-17. I don't know what's better, that player, this band guy. Let's go with the cymbals. What a game, what a highlight. Callaway wins 28-24. Welcome back. The Belhaven football team has a tradition that was created by a tragedy. That tradition, however, is designed to bring out the best in the team's players and also remind everyone of the player they lost.
Number 12 is a special number around here.
Trey Rich's memory lives on in the Belhaven locker room and also on the field. Prior to each game, the Belhaven coaching staff picks a player to wear his number 12.
The most hardworking person every week gets number 12. Trey Rich was a hard worker every week.
On Christmas Eve 2014, Rich was riding his bike in Richland when he was struck and killed by a drunk driver.
And I was sitting in my family's log cabin up in Lafayette, Louisiana, and Blizz called us and told us, and it was a hard time.
It was a hard time indeed, and the team wanted to find a way to honor his legacy.
was actually eating lunch, and we just wanted to do something, you know, for Trey. And we came up with that idea together.
Offensive coordinator Bobby Blizzard says he and head coach Hal Mumme decided they would award Rich's number 12 to a deserving player each week.
If you display them kind of characteristics that Trey Rich had, he worked hard every day, he was a great teammate, a captain type kind of a guy, we'll let you wear number 12. I always tell my guys like this, it's all about how you want to be remembered. And if anything tragedy happens to you, we hope it doesn't, but you want somebody to love you and still care about you after you leave here.
In the season opener last Thursday, senior receiver Nolan Satcher was the first recipient of the jersey.
I was close to Trey personally, so to get it the first week means a lot. I worked hard for it, and when he told me I had it, I knew I had to show out for my boy.
Well, he did just that, catching 3 first-half touchdowns in a win over Millsaps. He had 1 career touchdown in 3 seasons with the Blazers prior to that night.
I knew whenever I stepped out it was going to be 100% no matter what, and to have number 12, it's no other feeling.
Well, Reginald Davis, the man who struck and killed Trey, was sentenced to 25 years in prison after pleading guilty. Well, welcome back to Dallas, everyone. I'm TJ Werre, and tonight is the night for Mississippi State in the Final Four. The Bulldogs are going to get that rematch with UConn. The 2 teams playing for a spot in the national championship game. Now, it's been mentioned 100,000 times this week, but this matchup is a rematch of last year's Sweet 16, and it did not go well for the Bulldogs. They lost by 60 points. The team tells me they haven't stopped thinking about that defeat ever since it happened, and they've been looking forward to a rematch with the Huskies ever since.
It's awesome, just how everything works out. We definitely wanted to, avenge our loss, make the world see that we're not that team. We're not 60 points less than them, that we're a much better team.
Last year, we were comfortable with just getting to the Sweet 16. Like, we felt like our season had been accomplished, but now that we got past the Sweet 16 and the Elite 8 and we're here in the Final Four, it's like we have much more to play for.
We don't want to forget it. We just want to learn from that game. So I think UConn is a different team this year, even though they're still a great team, and we're way different from last year. So just going in, trying to focus on that and just playing Mississippi State basketball.
Bulldogs tell me a key to their success has been getting different players to step up in different games. For example, in the Sweet 16, it was center Tierra McCowan. And then in the Elite 8 win over Baylor, it was 5'5" point guard Morgan William. And what a night Morgan had. She dropped 41 points on Baylor in that Elite 8 victory. She revealed after the game that the day before the victory was the 3-year anniversary of her father's death. Williams says her dad is on her mind all the time.
Every time I play basketball, I think about him. I mean, he put the ball in my hand when I was 3, and I ran from there. And I had brothers that helped me develop physically. So, yeah, he's the reason. I mean, I'm good now. I'm not going to say I forgot about it, but I got to go handle business like he would say, just go play. So that's what I'm going to do.
Well, Williams going to have to play another big role for MSU tonight. They're going to take down UConn. The juggernaut that is the Huskies are on a 111-game win streak, and they've won the last 4 national championships. Not to mention they've been in the Final Four 10 straight times. So, yeah, they're pretty good, but head coach Gino Auriemma says that the team's success doesn't come very easily.
And we've had teams in the past where kids will come to Connecticut, and they thought, yeah, I get to Connecticut, I go through preseason, I get my uniform, and then I call my parents and tell them this is when the parade is, when we win a national championship. And then when they realize that they're going to get picked every day in practice and they don't like it, and they quit. Why don't you just not come here and come to the parade? You know, things just don't happen by themselves.
And that can also apply for the Bulldogs tonight. If they play their best game, you never know what can happen against UConn to get them to the national championship. We'll just have to wait and see. So later tonight, it's the Bulldogs and the Huskies for a spot in the national title game Sunday night. In Dallas, I'm TJ Werre. Let's toss it back to Byron in the studio.